like to welcome Brian Ashley.
Amandla! No, comrades, no. Magazine! Comrades, you've seen the poster, right? There are 100 issues of Amandla. I'm going to give you a background in each one. There's a little story that I'm going to tell for each issue that we've published. So it's not going to take too long.
I wish there was better light.
But before I say a few words, I want to do something and acknowledge, you know, we've suffered the loss of some very important comrades. Last year, this time, I think it was Prashani Naidu.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, it was Mark Weinberg, and there was Crystal Dix, and I'm sure there are many other comrades in different movements and communities. So I do want to say that all of these comrades in different ways have shaped and contributed to what Amandla was and is. One particular comrade is somebody that was with us in the launch of Zabalaza for Socialism in 2023. He's a very dear comrade of ours, Ayanda Kotter, from the Unemployed People's Movement. And so, without leaving anybody else, I just think it would be appropriate for us to just stand for a moment and observe not just a minute of silence for them, but for all the comrades, peoples around the world that are being butchered by the system of capitalism. Thank you. I do apologize that because I don't want to take too long, I'm going to read a little thing that I've written to give you some sense of what Amandla is, was, and hopes to be. Comrades and friends, it's a real joy to celebrate this moment in Socialist Festival and to do so while marking the publication of the 100th issue of the Amandla magazine. In a country where critical, independent, left media is fragile and under constant pressure, this is not just a milestone, it's an act of collective resistance. Amandla was not born in a period of stability or confidence. It emerged in a moment of deep political crisis. In the ANC, in the Alliance, and across the broader left. It was a time when power was increasingly centralized under Thabo Mbeki's presidency, when neoliberalism had become entrenched a state policy, when dissent inside the ANC was disciplined or marginalized, and when the alliance still existed formally, but was politically hollowed out. At the same time, the new social movements and the independent left were facing their own crises. Movements around land, housing, water, electricity, HIV/AIDS, and privatization were confronting repression, fragmentation, burnout, and strategic uncertainty. The independent left was rich in activism and critique, but often organizationally and politically isolated. For many comrades, inside the alliance and outside, it raised several difficult questions. How do we fight neoliberalism when it is driven by a liberation movement in government? How do we build working class power when spaces for dissent are closing? How do we move from resistance to strategy? Amandla was born out of these questions. It created a space for the left to think critically and independently without abandoning the working class, without romanticizing the state, and without retreating into sectarianism or NGO politics. It was a refusal to choose between silence and fragmentation. Over 100 issues, Amandla has helped us make sense of shifting terrain. From the Mbeki years through Polokwane and Zuma and now Ramaphosa. From the promise and failures of the post-apartheid project, from state capture to austerity, and now into a period of deep political fragmentation. Today, the crisis inside the alliance is even deeper. The ANC has entered into a government of national unity, reshaping the post-apartheid political settlement. The SACP has taken the decision to contest elections independently, and reactionary ethno-nationalist movements such as Operation Dudula and the PA are gaining ground by turning social despair into scapegoating and division. This is not a passing moment. It's a new political context, one that Amandla must engage and help activists confront honestly. What does working class politics look like when the liberation movement governs with capital and the right? How do we defend solidarity when chauvinism and exclusion are normalized? How do we rebuild socialist strategy in conditions of fragmentation and fear? These challenges are not only South African. We are living through the global rise of the extreme right and fascism, forces that pose urgent and existential questions for humanity itself. In such times, socialist analysis, political education, and strategic debate are not luxuries. They are necessities, comrades. This is why reaching 100th issue of Amandla matters. Not because it offers easy answers, but because it insists on asking hard questions, collectively and honestly. It has survived because of collective effort. Editors, writers, readers, movements and organizations who understood that building a left requires investing in political infrastructure, not only campaigns. Comrades, 100 issues is not an ending. It's a marker along the road. So today we celebrate proudly and collectively, but we also recommit to supporting Amandla, to strengthening the movements and organization that give its ideas life, and to ensuring that when we gather to celebrate issue 200, we can say that we did not only analyze the crises, we organized to overcome it. Amandla.